I decided to join the Air Force. Spent 4 years in the Air Force during a difficult time for me because I always knew that I was gay. And this is time long before Don't Ask, Don't Tell. In the 80s, I saw gay friends who were great employees in the Air Force get kicked out of the Air Force for the mere fact they were gay. Although I excelled in the Air Force as well, that thing always lingered on my mind, and that I could be fired for being who I am from a job that I enjoyed. After leaving the Air Force, I knew I wanted to stay in law enforcement, but wasn't quite sure because knowing that I was gay, this is still a time when wasn't sure if the law enforcement community accepted gay and lesbian folks. So I spent a couple years in private business and then decided to, I'm gonna live my dream. This is something that I've always wanted to do. So I joined an agency, another agency here in Florida. Spent 6 years there. My last year there, almost 7 years there. My last year there, I was Officer of the Year, was on the promotional list to be promoted. However, I could still tell that there was a feeling that maybe gay people weren't accepted. And in a meeting with someone at the time, I had heard a comment made that basically if they found out that there were gay people on the department, they would be fired immediately. I knew at that time that it was time for me to move on. So that fear was real to me. I decided to look at agencies. I had done training over here in Orlando in the early 90s. And something gave me that feeling that Orlando was the place for me to be. So I applied here to Orlando Police Department. I was hired fairly quickly here in Orlando. Almost within the first few years, I felt very comfortable about being who I am and identifying with other officers who I am, who I truly am. They saw me as a good police officer, I think. I was involved in those foot pursuits of bad suspects, arresting violent suspects, making great arrests. And the biggest thing for me was helping people in the community, helping those victims, helping people who needed help. And it was at that time I decided to really just start telling people who, that, hey, you understand who I am, that I'm gay. And everyone was like, well, great, you're a great cop, so who cares? And that was the reaction from everyone I got was, you're a great cop, so who cares? It's unbelievable to see those things happening, and it's really heartfelt to know that life gets better, it gets better.